Hey guys. So, the other night, I finally sat down to watch this movie called 13 Hours, The Secret Soldiers of Benghazi, and I'm just going to do a really quick review on the movie and just give you my thoughts of what I thought about it. Just story-wise, acting, what a review is. Let me start out by saying that I understand people have different morals and values, and I'm not telling you what you can watch or what you can't or what you should or shouldn't, but I'm just talking about movies I enjoy and giving my thoughts on a certain film, and if you have problems with it, that's your problem, not mine. So do your research before you watch any film I talk about. Now that that's over with, we can get to the review. It tells the true story of what went down in the embassies in Benghazi in 2012. I know there's a lot of political stuff going on with that, and I'm not going to touch on any of that, just like the movie didn't really touch on any of that either. That's kind of what I liked about the movie. It didn't focus on who did this and who did that and who didn't do this and who didn't do that. It focused on what the people who were there, what they did, and the courage and the sacrifice that they made. It's directed by Michael Bay, and he's gotten not great reviews for some of his Transformers films, but in this movie he kind of actually showed us that he can still make good films. I was really surprised at how well done this movie was. The acting was great. It stars John, how do you pronounce his last name? Krasinski? John Krasinski, whatever. It stars John Krasinski and James Badge Dale as the main actors in this film. They did a really good job at their roles. I was kind of surprised. John Krasinski is mostly well known for his more comedic roles that he plays. In this movie, it was completely different, and it was a very dramatic, more manly, it's a war movie. And he pulled it off really well. I'd like to see him in more dramatic stuff. Let's talk about the directing. The directing was great. It was directed by Michael Bay, and it was very well done. Cinematography-wise, it was well done. It did have some shaky cam in there, but again, just like kind of my Civil War review, it wasn't crazy shaky. And that's what I'm liking in some of these newer movies. They don't go overboard and make you feel like you're in it by shaking the camera so much that you feel sick. They just add a little bit of movement in there, handheld style, so you feel like you're on the ground with them, but you can still tell what's going on. So that was really nice, and not the whole movie is like that. There's a lot of other shots that are very cinematic and very well done. The editing was very well done. It never once took me out of the movie going, I like that, oh, that stood out to me, that was weird. Which is good. When a movie can do that, and it's edited so well that you don't ever stop to think about it, that's when you know you have a good film. It was a really good movie, and what I liked about this movie a lot is it didn't say at the beginning based on a true story or inspired by true events. It said, this is a true story, and that's what I liked. I didn't read the book. I know someone who did read the book, and they said that it was very close to the book. So, I mean, it was very, very realistic to what actually went down there. Let's talk about the content. This is an R-rated movie. It's rated R for strong combat violence throughout, bloody images, and language. What surprised me about this movie is, yeah, it's violent, but it wasn't, like, gratuitous. Like, not every time someone got shot was there, like, blood, like, flying across the wall and everything. It was realistic, but it wasn't over the top, which was nice. If you're, squeamish or whatever. The language, obviously, it's war. Wow, my voice is cracking. What? It's war, and it's military, and that's the way they talk, and let's face it, I think most of us, if we were in a situation similar to that, we would be acting similar to that. I'm not saying that's right, I'm not saying it's wrong exactly. Take it how you want to take it, just, I think people should see this film, just because it's a piece of history. and it's a well-made movie. I would consider owning it on Blu-ray because I do. So it's worth watching on Blu-ray. It's worth owning, I think. Think of war movies. The greats are Saving Private Ryan, Black Hawk Down. I know people are real big into that. I watched it. I didn't really like that one. But Lone Survivor, those types of movies. And this is on par with those other war movies. The movie's about 2.5 hours long. The pacing in this film never really gets to the point where it's like, okay, I am bored. It moves along pretty well. That's one of the things I liked. And I will also say this movie is very tense. Like, from the opening, within the first 20 minutes, this movie is like, it just draws you in, and there are so many intense moments. When you finally get to the fight, when all these bad guys start attacking the embassies, it gets really, really intense, really confusing. You can feel their confusement at what's going on. I mean, it was like surreal. The way it was directed and made, they get their point across to you, the audience, and you're able to understand that, and that was pretty neat. By the time I was done with this movie, I mean, I was on the edge of my seat. Literally, I was like, I'm just kidding. I wasn't like that. But I was tense. I mean, I haven't seen a movie like this that I was this engaged in and felt this sense of like tension in quite a while. That shows that, you know, the filmmakers were able to get their point across and draw you into a movie. And that's what I like seeing in a movie. I do recommend you going and renting it. And if you rent it, if you enjoy it, to buy it. It's that good. I give it 7 or 8 out of 10 stars. And I did enjoy the movie. Quick synopsis, the acting was great, the filming was great, the editing was great, the soundtrack was good. It was a really well done film, and I recommend that you see it because it's a piece of modern history in a way. So this review felt kind of weird with me making it. I don't know why. I don't know if my mind's just not in it, or what. Maybe because I only watched the movie once. It's not something I'm super familiar with. We'll see how it comes together in editing. Leave comments below. Let me know what you think. Let me know, like, if you have any tips on how I can be better at this or whatever. I mean, I'm just kind of rambling. And if you've seen the movie, let me know what you think about the movie too. Thanks for watching. I'm Aaron, as you all know by now. Check out my channel once in a while. I'm trying to post stuff more often. Stay busy. See ya.